So it seems this is becoming an annual tradition. Every March, when there's the National Lottery Open Week taking place, I'm now catching a bus from Kingston to visit one of the sites that is funded by the National Lottery that allows you free or discounted entry if you bring a valid lotto ticket with you or a scratch card. And last year I took the 715 bus from here to Painshill Park. This time I'm catching the 714 bus to RHS Wisley Gardens. Now I actually caught the bus to Kingston after my last walk, the 216, and I noticed as I was passing through the town that there's various animal sculptures, which is quite cool. I'd like to go and find all of them, but I don't quite have the time. I do have just enough time though to have a look at London's first Chick-fil-A. I did spot this last week. There's already people in there. It's like some sort of soft launch, even though I think it only opened the other day. There's already a lot of people here first thing in the morning, which I'm surprised by. I do know that it's a very popular American fast food chain. I'd like to try it one day, but definitely not right now. I'm also fairly certain last year when I came here, I took a sneaky shot into this building because it was currently disused, but now it's been opened up as a new arcade. So I've made it to Cromwell Road bus station now in time for the hourly service. It's good to see that they've still forgotten to update the 216 timetable to correct it from saying Sudbury Village to Sunbury Village. And I did suspect that when I was in Kingston last week I would be back here to catch the bus to Wisley, but what I didn't know is that the 714 bus existed, because I thought I would have to catch the 715 and walk, but then as I was here I spotted the 714 branded on the side saying RHS Garden Wisley, and I thought, oh, that's much better. Apparently it had been introduced in May of last year, so it didn't exist last year, so that's a bonus. They've not updated the maps at the bus station though to showcase what bus stop to catch the 714 from, which isn't good, but I suspected it would be the same one as the 715, which it is.
714 to Wisley Gardens.
Now the 714 largely follows the 715 for most of its journey to Cobham, where I alighted last year to visit Painshill Park. This does mean that it provides extra capacity on what is quite a busy route through Esher, at which point you pass by Claremont Park, another National Trust property that you can enter for free this week with a National Lottery ticket, and I did consider doing so. But hey, I could keep up the annual tradition and visit it next year instead.
So I've made it to the other end of the 714, and it's a good thing that that bus route exists, as there's no railway station nearby. No one would ever really walk here because it's in the middle of nowhere, so it has an insanely huge car park. So they do try to incentivize you to catch the new bus route, as if you show your bus ticket at the entrance you can get 30% off the admission price. The regular admission price is around £20, but I only had to pay £1 to come in with my lottery ticket, so it's worth it for that. Even more worth it because you can bring up to 4 people with just one lotto ticket, so £4 in comparison to £80, it's well worth giving this the time of day and making the most of it. Now RHS Wisley Gardens is the second busiest paid garden to visit in the country after Kew Gardens in London, which I have been to before, but just not here. So picked up a map, we're going to wander around and visit all of the sites. I'm really looking forward to this. So my first destination in here is the Hilltop, the home of gardening science. This whole building seems to be a library and a cafe. Hoping I've come at a good enough time that most of the flowers will be in bloom, and there is actually a bit of a view from on top of the hilltop. It is a grey, cloudy day, but it kind of adds to the mood, to be honest. Well, I can hear the main road down there that my bus passed along. I've come across these little things. So if I take a peek in, I guess be able to see kind of the cells of a pollinator. Oh wow, yeah, you can. I'm glad it's wide enough that I can put the lens of my camera up against it. There's a few here actually. You've got a ladybird's hidden sensor. Oh wow. And what's this one? Fungal friends. Look for the grey in this cross section of a blueberry root. Ah, okay. So I was wondering when I was passing this tree what on earth all of that was. But then I spotted there's a pine cone there. So I guess that's what they look like before they're fully grown. I've never seen that before. Seems like they kind of turn an orangey red. Oh, maybe they're orangey red first, because that hasn't grown all the other little bits of it yet. These are some pretty massive daffodils. They are a contender for a favourite flower of mine, usually because I know when they're out. Spring is on its way. So I've walked around the northern edge of the gardens. I've reached the Glasshouse, which you can go in, so I'm going to do that now. But I did miss out a nice wooded area near to the hilltop, so I'll walk back around through the middle afterwards, and then we'll check out the southern edges of the park. Ah, it was opened by the Queen in 2007. Right, let's head inside. Well, I'm going to have to take these off for a moment, because as soon as you walk in, they just steam up. It is quite warm in here. I'm going to have to undo my hoodie immediately. I mean, it's a proper greenhouse. It's lovely. The waterfall is so impressive that I have to get a shot of it from down below as well. Oh, I almost missed out the cactus area at the back of the Glasshouse. I'm glad I didn't. I would have been disappointed if I missed this. Definitely not going to be touching these plants. Or I can, but like very lightly. Got very acclimatized to the Glasshouse. It was cold when I came back out. I'm cutting right across now over to Hilltop again. And we've got an unexpected horse's head sculpture here. Could descend down to that fountain by the lake. Let's do that. There's no one down here by the lake. I was going to say this might be one of the more peaceful spots of the park if it wasn't for the main road running behind. So I am actually taking the looped walk through the woods that I missed out earlier when by the hilltop. I'm surprised that I can actually see the bus stop over there for the 714. I mean, I did notice on the map that I was very close to it, but now I've got to go basically all the way over to the other side of the park because I want to explore as much as possible and tick off that little corner. I like this shot of the bridges. I noticed them when I first entered the gardens. I kind of overlooked them because I knew I would kind of be back here later. The fish immediately stopped and looked up at me as soon as they saw me looking, like they expected me to start feeding them or something. So on to the final looped section of the park now. It's brilliantly going to take me alongside the River Way. Now I have walked a section of the River Way navigation before between Woking and Guildford. I'd like to maybe do another section of that once from Byfleet to Woking, but then there's also another walk I'd like to do from Bookham to Byfleet, and that takes me through a lot of commons and stuff, including one that's actually right outside of RHS Wisley here. Let's see if I can get a good shot if I put the lens against. Oh, kind of can. Oh no, hang on, it's hard to get it in the exact spot. That's good enough. It's hard to keep it steady now. I'm essentially on the final path back now towards the main entrance, and I've just found out a brilliant fact that I'm quite surprised by.
trees' roots can stretch further than the length of the tree themselves. I'm so surprised by that. I mean, I've walked through woods before and seen so many roots and try not to trip over all of them, but I didn't realise they can go that far underground. Well, there we go. That was RHS Wisley Gardens. I've made it back to the bus stop for the 714, 4 hours after the one I caught here. It's probably the recommended time I'd give, or at least give yourself that amount of time. I probably could have done it in 3, but I didn't want to rush, wanted to take my time and also have a wander in the garden centre and shop right at the end, because I did have a little bit of a wait for the bus, so plenty of time, worked out perfectly, and I got to see everything I wanted. It's a big enough site that it's interesting enough to explore and see so many different things, and I would recommend, especially if you can get in for cheap with a lottery ticket. It was definitely well worth it. I don't think I actually told you what RHS stands for. It's the Royal Horticultural Society. There you go. And they do have 4 other sites dotted somewhere around the country. I don't actually know where. So I await the 714 back to Kingston now at the end of my day. Rather nice, chill day. No rushing around, no super long walk, even though there was still a lot of walking. I do wonder whether this will actually make a little bit of a shorter video. I guess I won't know until I edit it. But there will be other walks coming soon, as soon as the weather gets better. It's just been a bit rubbish recently, really. It was a nice day out nonetheless. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you're interested in seeing similar adventures to this coming soon. Just wait a month until the hype dies down.